I've been getting on my B&B and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my B&B and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my B&B and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my B&B and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal P. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, guys? It's your boy. Damn it, my shit's not plugged in. What's up, guys? It's your boy GRC. This is Crypto in the Morning, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern. What's up, boys? What's up? What's up, boys? I minted the Watts NFT last night. Did you? Guys, it's your boy, GRC. I had a wild weekend, but we're back to the books. We're back to the books in a big way, and we have no Sam Stolt in the office today. Biceps for Sam. He's out of the office today, but that's okay, guys. We're going to talk about the blockchain. Is it the future of finance, or is this just a fad? Who knows? Who really knows? When they can make laws about anything, force you to do anything, I don't know. Who knows? But major gains coming, guys. Anyone who's been DCAing into Hedron for the last few months has been feeling the good vibes with that 13x in price action. And I still feel like she's light as a feather. If I'm being quite honest, why isn't it getting sold down so hard? A little bit curious. It's holding pretty well. Maybe it's undervalued. Who would have thought? Guys, Crypto in the Morning, live every single day. We're going to watch a few videos today, and we're going to talk crypto. Get ready, get set, share this out, like the video. Let's get it.
You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stake. Got me some hedge on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that's just in case. Jim Reddit sent me to show you the way. Crypto in the morning. 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 Crypto in the morning.
Howdy doody, everyone. How's everybody doing? It's your boy, GRC. And I look like some sort of party animal right now. But it's a little cold, so I got this shirt on. Guys, I want to start with a video. I want to start with a video from a guy I watch a lot of information on, but I don't think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people don't respect him as enough as they should. Hey, Ryan Conley, great to see you. He'll be on the channel tomorrow. We're talking about Get Fit Mining. Earn crypto to work out. Maybe earn enough to pay for your gym membership and a little bit more. What if you're earning different cryptos you're super bullish on just for going to the gym, guys? We're talking about all that tomorrow. It's going to be really interesting with Ryan and the team from Get Fit Mining. Woo! We got a lot going on this week. We also got Vegas. GRC's getting ready for Vegas on Sunday. We're going down to Vegas. I'm working KSB TV. I'm in the fashion show. My girl's in the fashion show. And we're going to house parties, mansion parties, and golf tournaments, and we're going to be having a really good time, guys. Before we get into the Charles video, let's remind everyone where the party at. KSB.TV presents the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament. We have 2 shotgun times, 7:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Registration is 1 hour prior. The Concord course offers a 7,034-yard par 72 layout with Bermuda fairways and large greens. The spectator pass is $55. The individual golfer is $195. In the golf foursome, $750. Play golf, network with others, and win crypto prizes. September 5th, 2022. Contact us at ksbtv/golf. Boom, just like that. Whoa. Where'd the guns come from? You guys thought I was a skinny little bitch, but I ain't. Let's change this lighting a little bit. I need to get out in the sun a little bit. I'm gonna get a haircut too. But guys, let's go into the video real quick. I want to watch this. This is 8 minutes and 50 seconds. And it's not we're not talking about Hedron, we're not talking about Hex, we're not talking about Cardano here. We're talking about the blockchain technology, and I think it's really important. Am I muted? I'm not muted. Uh-oh. Guys, do you think I could be a voiceover actor? Biceps in the chat if you think I could be good with voiceovers. I like reading and I like speaking. And I like to enunciate the words properly when I can. So I want to try it. Put me on the big stage. I'll be Mickey Mouse in the new movie, Mickey Mouse. Guys, we're going to talk about blockchain technology in general. Like, is this the way? Is this the way we're going to get this done? Is it too manipulatable? It's not more manipulatable than legacy finance. We know that's for sure. Legacy finance is an absolute sham. And that's why crypto was invented. But is crypto the way? I think it is personally. But I mean, I'm sure there's people that don't. Let's check it out. You know, Charles, he speaks highly in the crypto community for the people. Not as money motivated as a guy, I would assume, as some like a CZ, for example, or someone that's a little bit more. He's more so for the people. And that's why I like to listen to him, because a lot of his insights that aren't about Cardano are really good. So let's get into it.
Joining us is Charles Hoskinson, co-founder of the blockchain engineering company Input Output and the Cardano blockchain. Charles, welcome to the Crypto Mile.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Let's start with the subject of decentralization. Why do you think we need a more decentralized world?
We want to live in a global society. And if you want to live in a global society, one of the first things you don't want is for one actor in that global society to have complete control over critical things, resources. That can be energy, your identity, supply chains, your food. That can be water. You don't really want a situation where one actor is in charge of that whole show, because what they can do is say, hey, you know, I don't like you, Brian. So I'm just going to cut off your power or your water or your access to the internet or these types of things. We see that, for example, with events in Yemen or in Ethiopia or other places. Certain people are not really so favored. And now all of a sudden, like a wall's been basically built around them and they have no access to basic things. Or what Russia is trying to do in Ukraine, for example, especially during the beginning part of the invasion. So the point of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology is they take those resources that should be kind of a public good, and if they're digitizable, get them into a situation where they're completely open and basically could then build businesses on top of that. But the underlying infrastructure is no longer controlled.
Do you think we're coming to the end of nation state power? And if so, what kind of global structures are going to evolve in a post-state world?
I don't really view it as let's get rid of the nation state. What happens is you can start taking lots of government services and put them into a structure where they have radical transparency and they have exponential growth and capabilities. Suddenly, all of your tax revenue is open source and everybody can look at it and see where the money's going. All of your government interactions are now completely digital native and they have programmable interfaces and anybody can build applications for it. Everything's open source. Everything is programmable at the edges. So you now have a way of doing global regulation without putting a nation state in charge of everything, like what the role the United States had in the 20th century and increasingly the role that China is trying to assert in the 21st century. At the end of the day, you have less friction, less fraud, less waste, less abuse, more transparency, and ultimately less consolidation of power. And that's really what our industry sells in a nutshell. And it does it in a way that nation states can't tamper with it. China doesn't have a back door. America doesn't have a back door. If it's truly a permissionless ledger, the least amongst us, the poorest person, the most vulnerable person has equal access to as the president of the United States does. There's never been a time in human history that's been the case.
Do you still see that?
So for all you guys that are new, not you pure-blooded Hexagon warlords, because we know you guys know this shit, to be honest. But for anyone who's watching that doesn't really understand maybe what he's saying that in this world, poor people don't get the same access to finances as everyone else. The more money you make, the more access you get to random shit because you have enough money to look at the loopholes, work through the loopholes, pay people to lawyers, pay people to do shit that nobody else understands because there's just middlemen in your face all day long. But what this does is make actually a fair ledger. That doesn't mean it doesn't get used improperly. If everyone gets the money and nobody understands the system, it's going to extrapolate a similar thing. It's just everyone will be able to notice it, so it wouldn't happen as easily. The problem with legacy finance is that nobody understands it because it's all rigged with lawyers, middlemen, and bullshit in large percentages of your money in their pockets. And most people can't even pay that shit, so they don't even learn about it. So it takes this like wealth generation to even start learning. Like you need to have some money to even learn about crypto. Otherwise, you would never buy it. Most people don't ever have money. I think like 50% of the people in the United States don't invest their money whatsoever in anything that appreciates. So I love when Charles talks like this because he's a very presentable way to speak of the matter. Like he speaks well, I guess that would be. So let's get back to him. Who's going to bring credit scores to crypto? Why do I need a credit score? What is that for? My credit score is my fat bags and verifiable proof on chain.
Decentralization, it works on, globally and for lots of different sectors, but there are still areas that don't need to be decentralized because like the centralized legacy systems are working fine.
If we're talking about energy resources, water resources, information resources, your ability to express yourself or interface with the marketplace, it's dangerous at a social scale that a small group of unelected people could have a fundamental control over that and be able to completely decide whether you're legitimate or not. Because you piss those people off, they basically just disappear you from society and destroy your ability to express yourself. So really it's a case-by-case basis, but what's nice about it is you can always go in one direction. It's very easy to go from decentralization to centralization. It's much harder to go in the other direction from centralization to decentralization. So my view is take the foundational stuff and make that all decentralized. And then what you do is you add layers of centralization in.
How many countries in the world are actually considering this at this moment in time?
Yeah, a lot have. For example, the concept of a digital government. Estonia has been one of the world leaders there. The country of Georgia is also pursuing it. There's a lot of work in Singapore. in the United States, states like Wyoming are starting to they even have like digital agency for DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. They passed 31 blockchain laws in the last 3 years. So I'd say probably another 5 to 10 years before the world moves in that direction. But blockchain is a very powerful thing, and almost every country has done some form of pilot for a blockchain-based system to store these types of things. It really comes down to, are you going to do it in a permissionless way or a permission way? In other words, will the country control the ledger, or will that ledger be an open global ledger? And we've seen countries explore both. They've used Ethereum and Bitcoin. Others have used Fabric from Hyperledger and Court.
I don't think it's fair to say that other countries have used this yet, like real industrial, maybe. I don't think it's worked yet. I don't think anyone's used the current. I think the United States is definitely going to do their own thing. I don't think the United States would ever allow global control over the finances. I think there would be war before that. And that's just not how I've seen them roll in my experience. But who knows? Maybe that's not true. Maybe they have enough funds to buy up enough stuff in a dip to make their portion of the pie manipulatable enough, because that's what they want. They need enough. They need enough to make the rules. And take the rules for Bitcoin. I don't give a fuck. Take that Bitcoin, do whatever you want.
And so forth. That said, big Fortune 500 companies are prepping.
And that's where Cardano have come in African countries. So Ethiopia, Kenya.
Yeah, Ethiopia in particular, with the credential management system for the students, and 5 million students will have their K through 12 records digitized in this way. And it's, again, that fidelity hash. And so what's on the Cardano blockchain will be a hash. But then you as a student, when you show your transcript to Oxford or to Cambridge or wherever you're applying, they can verify that that's been signed by the Ethiopian Ministry of Education, and that's a real credential. And then you go beyond that. You can go professional licenses, like, are you a lawyer? Are you a doctor? You can go into like visas, travel permits, these types of things. And eventually you can go for compliance for payments and for bank accounts and other such things. It's the same stack of technology for all that stuff.
Now, just before I go, Cardano has always been accused of, it's kind of like the tortoise and the hare, moving so slow. So do you think that's your...
Look at Charles' face when he says that shit. Look at this shit. The first question, Charles, like, oh, wait, are you going to poke at me? Oh, wait, my product's vaporware? Oh, wait. Look.
Approachable and the hare, being accused of, it's kind of like the tortoise and the hare, moving so slow. So do you think that's your approach, was basically, everything has to be peer reviewed, and we're going to work at it, make sure it's all watertight, and then we spring?
I think there's a misnomer about how slow we actually are, so I fundamentally reject that. Oh, look, Cardano's so slow. We were one of the first of the third generations to be in market with proof of stake. Ethereum is still not on proof of stake. And they had a 2-year head start on us. And we chose the slowest, most systematic way of building a proof of stake protocol through the peer-reviewed process. They did not. They did the whole engineering move fast and break things, and they're still not on that standard. We were the first with extended UTXO, us and Ergo, and we're now, Bitcoin's had 13 years to figure out how to do smart contracts. We're the first to do that type of model. We've grown from nothing to a multi-million person ecosystem. And so it irritates me a little bit when people say we're so slow. But, let's say even if that's the case, well, then you really have to ask yourself, well, what is the point of this infrastructure? The point of this infrastructure is to be around for hundreds of years. So taking an additional 6 months to a year or 2 years to do it right, you have to live with the consequences of your design long term.
You're saying Cardano has really robust governance systems for the protocols. And that just gets me to a question about, so whoever actually updates the protocols, they're going to have a lot of power as to how the blockchain is run. And so what kind of governance systems, what does that mean? Does that mean people that own ADA get to vote, or is there governance tokens? Is
that's the direction we're moving in? Everybody who has ADA gets to decide, and then you put in lots of checks and balances. You have to create a members-based open source program, and there's a lot of great examples of how to do that with the Linux Foundation and the Apache Foundation in particular, because these are programs that North Korea, South Korea, Iran, or Israel, or Russia, China, and America don't all exactly get along. yet every one of them are consumers of Linux. So there are ways that you can create checks and balances and create a decentralized way of managing an open source program. And we're kind of in the weeds right now as an ecosystem, getting all those details sorted out. But your innovation has to come from a decentralized source. It can't come from a person. People retire, they get co-opted, they die. So you have to use peer.
Luckily, you can make things in such a way where you finish the code and you don't have a bunch of people voting on shit. But, you know, it is a complicated subject nonetheless for the long term. Like when you think about the long term, like so many things happen and there's going to be so much exchange of wealth and so many people that understand that these things pump and make a lot of money on it. But that's not always what's going to keep the thing moving. Like, you know, just the volatility to the upside. What if they make a rule? What if they make a law? That's always what we're worried about, right? We're worried about them making fucking rules because they're going to say this kid got fucked and these people did illegal things and all this shit happened and it's because of crypto. And then my mom's going to be like, fuck crypto. So the DAO process, I have never liked yet. I don't know enough about it. Like, it seems like there's a lot of ways for that to be a big fuck up. It's just like, oh, you're not giving I think centralized ownership has a place. I think centralized ownership of the majority of the coins has a place. If the person does it right, that's the thing. Charles thinks all people are going to fail long term because they're not machines, and we'll have to see. But we're going to be rich as fuck in the process, and we all know that, and he knows that, and so it's kind of like a confusing concept because we're going to get in, everyone else is not going to get in. The wealth is going to get transferred all to the certain amount of people. And then those people, as we see, once they get a lot of money, they start lying, cheating, OTC, over-the-counter deals, the whole thing. You know, like it's just normal. I think it's just normal. So I don't know if humans can never be a part of this. You know what I mean? In some way, shape, or form. So someone has to write the code too. So like we just going to trust Charles and his team. I don't know his fucking team.
Peer review process. And you have to know that the software that you have works. So how do you know that? Well, you know that with an evidence-based software development program. And this is what we do for the aerospace industry. It's why people trust airplanes. It's why people trust rockets.
Charles Hoskinson.
It was a heck of a lot of fun until you mentioned my product being a tortoise. Let's watch something a little bit different this time. So we talked to the very genius Charles. I think Charles Hoskinson's extremely intelligent and extremely amazing at speaking about the blockchain. Personally, he does it in a good tone, timing, delivery. He does it right. He does it so people will pay attention. That doesn't mean that there's a right or wrong way to do it, but he just does it in a way that I really enjoy. One day I would like to interview Charles, absolutely. Although I doubt I'll be buying any Cardano. I mean, you never know, but so Richard Hart recently went on with Jordan Belfort. Everyone knows it. Jordan admittedly knew nothing about crypto compared to Richard. Like, you know, nothing. Like Richard was like, I'm an expert, just listen to me. You know, Jordan has been coming out with a lot of videos now about his opinion on Bitcoin. Before, it didn't seem like he had as many opinions on Bitcoin before he got with Richard Hart. Who knows what they were talking about behind the scenes. So I haven't watched this one yet, but it's Jordan Belfort talks about Bitcoin in the crypto crash. Seems like 2 weeks ago he didn't know anything about that. Let's see how much he knows now in 2 weeks of studying from the great Richard Hart. This could be a clown fest too, so let's check it. Oh shit, I gotta share my bad. Curious to see how his actions have changed. This was from yesterday.
Traditional markets. At the beginning, you were kind of hostile to the cryptocurrency sector. When did you change your position, and why did you have this change of heart?
So it wasn't an epiphany in one moment, but I think the interesting thing is, you know, the way you phrased that was very fair. But sometimes people will be like, "I can't believe you were once negative." I'm like, did you ever hear of changing your mind on new information? I mean, like living an empowered life is based on like seeing what's going on around you, seeing what's working, seeing what's not, seeing what things change, and then constantly adapting and growing, right? At the time that I
Yeah, this guy talked to Richard. This guy had a little sit down. He must have had a little sit down with the mans. He's like, oh, I'm changing my worldview. 13 years, Bitcoin went straight up, but I couldn't read the chart. I couldn't read it. I'm a genius trader. But I'm saying, like, this guy is awesome, and he is a great, whatever he does, he's obviously good at it, okay? But 13 years? 13 years it took you? I would say take the L on that one, buddy. Just admit it. You didn't know shit, and you didn't look up shit because you didn't give a fuck.
Really hated crypto. I stand by everything I said about crypto in 2017, except for one thing. I was wrong about Bitcoin going to zero, but I didn't look closely enough because I just said, it's a scam, because it just seemed like that because it had all the earmarkings of that. And what turned me was slowly but surely,
all the earmarks of a scam after going straight up in price for a decade. A decade. A whole 10-year period, it went straight up price with 80% dips. But like, is a scam? What's a scam? The only scam is that you didn't pay attention. So, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest here. You just say like, hey, and he kind of did. He kind of said, it had all the landmarks of a scam. Like, no, your fucking money your shit has all the landmarks of a scam, bro. You just don't know you just locked in making money mode.
Moment it crashed and it went down to $3,000. Like, it was still like a multi-billion-dollar market. I'm like, wait a second. When things crash, they go like Luna, Terra. With that's what happens. They're supposed to go the way of UST. That was the first thing that made me start looking closely at it. Then a good friend of mine, a guy named Robert Beatles, a very, early crypto adopter, gave me a very.
This motherfucker knew not one thing about UST before this interview, probably 20 minutes before this interview. Like, not many people know about UST, algorithmic stable coins, that don't understand that Bitcoin's not a scam. So I'm just showing you guys some, like, when these guys go on, like, he's buffing up his shit to people that don't know nothing about crypto because he just wants to get more viewers. Sounds like a plan. Observe, explorate, plan, manage risk, execute, manage risk. Exactly. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat, Bitfinesse. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you watching the show and being such a good supporter and helping me all the time. Thank you so much. RH Max, great to see you in here, by the way. Rip City, more doctor this morning. Have a great day, guys. Hey, let us know if there's anything going on, Rip City. Seriously. We'll help you in the Telegram if you need anything. Just let us know. You're a warrior, brother. Keep it up. Patrice Von Paris. Hey, if you're in the chat and you haven't hit the like and you haven't hit it and you haven't commented to let me know you're in here. If anyone's new, grab your phone, grab your laptop, type something in so I know you're in here. I like to see there's 100 in here right now, and we're partying. It's a big party. That's really all I care about right now. Accumulation. Couldn't agree more with Bullish there. Just couldn't. I mean, we need more coins, Bullish. Like, me and Bullish and Sam want more coins. Yes, of course we want money too, but right now coins are worth a lot. In the future, we will get our dollars when everyone forgets what the fuck is going on and no one's selling anymore. And you have to experience a whole cycle, which is what I'm going through right now. Like, this is my first, like, I started at 2 cents for Hex, then it went up to 56. Then it went back down to 2. So I watched that whole thing happen. And yeah, maybe I took a little bit, spread some stuff out, but I didn't take profits really at all. So, hey, $20 super chat here. Oh my God, guys, you have no idea how I'm excited for the show tomorrow. Like, this motherfucker, let me say something. This guy right here is insane. Insanely awesome. He calls me all the time, ear to ear grinning with fucking Lamborghinis and crazy cars every single day, talking about getting fit, talking about making money while getting fit. And that's what he's about, like, right now. And he's coming on the show today, and we're going Get Fit Mining Team. I'll have the thumbnail posted, everything good to go. Ryan, thank you so much, bro. That helps so much, guys. You have no idea. Ryan with the $50 super chat. Tomorrow is going to be lit. If you're in here, this man hustled on GRC, which is crazy. Like, he was like, man, I think this is cool. I want you to look into this. I got a million things going on. I looked into it. I invested in it a little bit. I want to learn more about Get Fit Mining. Tag Protocol, Ryan Conley, and the team tomorrow. Get fit, earn different cryptos, whatever cryptos you want. We can, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're with the team here. $25 super chat. Want to see what Max Payne looks like? Click the link I shared. Okay. Damn, why don't I see this link? Can you link it again? I sue half the companies in the space. Seeing the insides of every single crypto company, people get finned and locked up. He is sure losing his license. RH Max. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is this violent? This is violent. I love it. All right, guys, we're going to take a little sidebar here for the $25 super chat. Guys, $25 super chat's enough to get me off of Jordan Belfort's dumb fucking ass for 1 second. Love him, by the way. Hustle-wise, he's like my idol. We'll pull that down for a second. But everyone hustles, you know, a little different. And then we'll go to check this out real quick. So, guys, this may be something a little bearish here by RH Max. I saw the quote by Bullish. We're clicking on the link now. We got 42 likes. Guys, let's bump it up to 50 real quick. Get me to 50 likes real quick. Bullish is now informed. Good. Bullish is my right-hand man, so informing him. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go, guys. Let's check it out. $25 super chat by RH Max. He's trying to inform the people. He's trying to get the word out there. Let's see what we got here. Ava Labs. Avalanche, guys. You all know Avalanche. Attacks Solana and cons SEC in conspiracy with bought law firm Roche Freedom, guys. We were talking about this before. Law firms, middlemen D. It's all part of it still. And we're all still in the middle of it. You can get lawyers to do anything, dig into anything. Loopholes are everywhere. Crazy times, guys. Fucking crazy times. Let's keep reading. In his rush to hurt competitors and distract the regulators from his actions, Emin Gun Sarur is warning everyone in blockchain. What the absolute shit. Our spy videos. The report shares extensive spy videos. Let me control plus this so you guys can read along if you're looking. So, our spy videos. The report shares extensive spy videos. All have been collected in accordance with applicable laws. Holy shit. So they're basically telling you they're a bunch of snitches. And what do we know about snitches? They eventually get stitches. So, whistleblower appeal. With these disclosures, we aim to show people who are not crypto insiders what's going on behind the scenes. Do you want to be a part of this movement? If you have any further information on this case and the different parties involved, become a whistleblower for crypto leaks and join our movement, bringing honesty and integrity back to cryptocurrency, guys. Case 3, August 26, 2022, Ava Labs, Avalanche, and Roche Friedman. Ava Labs is an American for-profit company that develops and promotes the Avalanche blockchain, which recently raised substantial funding in collaboration with Three Arrows Capital. Interesting. Blah, blah, blah. The failed hedge fund that has accused of acting like a Ponzi scheme. Acting like a Ponzi scheme. Is that legal verbiage? Are you allowed to act like an exact definition, or are you the exact definition? So that's where they kind of play you on that, because a Ponzi scheme in general it's a little bit different than what they say it is when they say something just gets bought by the guy that's, you know, the bigger loser theory. Is it led by CEO and founder Emin Gun Sarur and claims to employ more than 150 people? The Avalanche network currently has fully diluted market capitalization of more than 16.5 billion US dollars. We know that market cap is a stupid metric, so that makes no difference. Roche Friedman is a law firm that wildly sues people in crypto, currently running at least 25 class action cases, including Binance, the crypto exchange, Ava Labs, competitor Solana Labs, and Definity Foundation and Internet Computer Contributor is led by founding partner Kyle Roche and employs more than 30 scumbag lawyers. Look at this scumbag lawyer right here. Dude, I would wipe the floor with this guy without feeling bad about it, without knowing anything about him. Just look at him. Like, he wants your money, bro. And he will not bring you to a family picnic afterwards. He will go to his freaking lair, look at freaking porn. He looks like a freak of nature. All right, read through it quicker. We can reveal that for several years, they have been operating according to an extraordinary secret pact that harms the crypto industry and has a nature so preserved that it undermines the integrity of the American legal system. Some years ago, blockchain company Ava Labs and American law firm Roche Friedman made a deal. A pact was formed that involved Ava Labs granting Roche Friedman a mass quantity of Ava Labs stock and Avalanche cryptocurrencies, now worth hundreds of millions of dollars in exchange for Roche Friedman agreeing to pursue a hidden purpose. I'd like to see the liquidity on that hundreds of millions of dollars, because if I sold 1 million, how much, we know how liquidity works, tight liquidity. Some of these assets have extremely tight liquidity, but I don't know about that one in particular. In a shocking series of video recordings shared by this case investigation, Kyle Roche himself now reveals the exact nature of their ongoing operation. The case is highly disturbing in nature. We can reveal that the pact directs Roche Friedman and their leader Kyle Roche to, number one, use the American legal system gangster style to attack, harm crypto organizations and projects that compete with Ava Labs or Avalanche in some way. The gangster style has always been allowed where I'm from. Not like where I'm from living wise, but like, like you can get gangster in business. Like, well, since when is that part? Like, isn't business like, I mean, biceps in the chat if you know what I mean there. Number two, sue crypto industry actors generally with the aim of creating magnets for regulators such as the SEC, CFTC that distract them from the highly commercial nature of Ava Labs and Avalanche blockchain. Secretly pursue Eamon Gunsear's personal vendettas against individuals. As usual, crypto leaks bring you to hard evidence that nobody else can obtain. We explain with the help of words spoken by Eamon Sear's own lawyer Kyle Roche. Ava Labs and Roche Freedom co-locate August 19th. The newly formed law firm moved into a working space with Ava Labs, the for-profit company that develops and promotes Avalanche blockchain. Let's watch this video.
So I started my law firm move into the co-working space August 1, 2019. The same day Ava Labs launches on the same co-working space. Goon and I knew each other because of academic writing. And so Goon, immediately the first thing, Eamon Gunsear is the CEO of Ava Labs.
What the fuck? One more time, guys.
So I started my law firm move into the co-working space August 1, 2019. The same day Ava Labs launches on the same co-working space. Goon and I knew each other because of academic writing. And so Goon, immediately the first thing, Eamon Gunsear is the CEO of Ava Labs.
Oh, is that a slippy poo by him? Ava Labs and Roche Freedom co-locate August 19th. The new former of law firm Freedom. Oh my God. Secretly pursuing personal vendettas against individuals. Wow. Holy smokes. Let's keep going. Big Money establishes a secret pact. In exchange for Roche Freedom's providing what Kyle calls legal services, AVA Labs grant them massive amounts of AVAX, the Avalanche. So basically, through these legal services, they just give them their founders their product that their people buy. Ava Labs Corp's stock. Ava Labs holds AVAX for founder and investors. Kyle Roche says he is the very first person to receive Ava Labs stocks after Andrew Horowitz, a venture capitalist that provided their initial funding. So they're like, hey, there's no liquidity here, right, guys? So what I'm going to do is make promises to people. There's no liquidity, right? And people in Hex do this shit too. So don't you fucking forget that for a fucking second. Everyone does this. This is what big money peoples do, I feel like. Not all of them, but like people, if you put enough humans in this position, people are going to do this. And people do it in every community where there's big money and no liquidity. That's for damn sure. Because what do? They give this money and they tell this dude to sell his soul for AVAX when there's no liquidity, and he gets a bunch of it, and they tell him it's going to go up in the future because they're scamming everyone. And now they're fucked, I'm sure. I'm sure they're fucked. This is why Richard Hart is so lit. Because he thought about all these fucking rules. He knew these people would come after him. He knew it, and he made it as tight of a product as he physically possibly could. And as we saw Charles Hoskinson in the video before say that you need a DAO, you can't have centralized ownership. And I think there's space for both. And I think it's just humans that fuck all this shit up. It's either the human that invented it or the guys that got in first, because they start fucking it up from the top down because they get rich. They get so rich they don't need money on anything anymore because they can buy other assets and like take the liquidity out of that. So it's yeah. So wow. Fucking crazy shit, yeah. Oh shit, there's a bunch of these. Oh no, this dude kept talking. Kyle Roche says he was the very first person to receive. All right, guys, let's get it.
Kevin Seknick, he's the COO. Emma Goonsider's the CEO. There are 5 employees in a co-working spot right next to us. Goon, we did a deal where I agreed to provide legal services in exchange for a certain percentage of the token supply. That was September 2019. And
so you work originally with the Overlap stuff in the early stage.
The earliest. I was the first. I was the first, besides Andreessen Horowitz, I was the first person on their capital.
So, promises of future profit is what this has to do with, guys. When we're talking about these laws, profit of future profit. He said, dude, we're going to make a bunch of money. You're going to have this token first. It has no liquidity right now, but we're going to invent it. People are going to buy it, and then you're going to be rich. And no one's going to know this shit. And you're going to be my lawyer, and you're going to take down everyone who has competition against me, and you're going to talk shit about everyone else. And you're going to make them have so much legal pressure that they can't even get a break with the price chart and with the media. This is pretty wild shit for real. Like, this is pretty wild shit for real. Like, I love that this is coming out. Thank you, investigators, journalists, whoever got this shit together. This is great. So if Ava Labs was flush with cash, this is kind of what I was saying, guys. So if Ava Labs was flush with cash, having just received investments from Andreessen Horowitz, why did they need to pay for legal services in this way? So they were flush for cash. When you say flush for cash, I don't know if anyone was flush for cash in this scenario. They were probably just adding cash to their already large net worths. That was what I would assume, at least. The answer is that they are not paying for normal legal services. The massive payment of AVAX and Ava Labs stock establishes a secret pact. Exactly, guys. It's a secret pact, and it's based on profit in the future from the work of others. And that's why you can't make deals with people behind the back on crypto, because when they find this shit out, they're going to stab you. This was the unusual that is required, the grant of assets that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars today. Now, again, the worth hundreds of millions of dollars part, we would have to look at that. And I will look at the liquidity on AVAX at the end, maybe. Kyle, at this point, because then we can extrapolate a lot from that. Kyle boasts that he was a full point on AVAX and Ava Lab stock. Fuck yeah, Kyle. You're smoking the game, Kyle.
Obviously, I'm biased. I have an interest in Ava Labs. And
You have a stake in Ava?
Yes.
How big?
A big one. I did very well.
So how big?
What?
I mean, you're big fan, so big.
I've got about around a point on the token supply and the equity.
Okay, so you're both in token.
Both on the token and the equity. Yes.
Oh, I see. You can't. Okay, Loki. That makes sense too. That makes more sense. I don't know all this shit, but I'm just trying to put the pieces together myself. So anyone that has comments, please let me know. And anyone who wants to mention anything that would help me understand this more, because I'm not, I'm just looking at this for the first time. It's not because they can't pay the firm. It's because they didn't want people to know that they were in bed with the law firm going after the rest of crypto. True. I forgot about that part. I forgot about the whole like attacking the other cryptos part. Like I knew it, but again, like that's a huge part of it. They're like legally holding everyone else down and then giving their price to a dude where he has incentivization to like rip everyone to shreds for a living. Kyle says he was about a third of what Kevin Seknicki has, who is the founder of the COO, Chief Operating Officer of Ava Labs. Kyle says that he helps control AVAC's token supply and helps AVAC Labs with regulation issues and competitors. Oh, so when there's a token issue, he likes to provide a little LP. No issues there. Okay.
You make sure that you unlock some tokens, you unlock some part of that, and because they're controlling all that.
Correct.
And I'm helping them control that. You're helping them control that. And they understand that if it's not handled by you, there will be regulation issues.
Correct.
Which is, problematic. And they know that they need to keep you happy.
Correct. I am happy.
And they should be happy.
Yes.
But again, you help them out in many situations.
Yeah.
You solve things with competitors and others.
Yeah.
And they should also be fair with you.
They have been fair with me.
More than what they'd probably be.
Potentially. Here's my thing at the end of the day. I got a third of what Kevin got. So for me, that's fair.
I don't think this guy knows what fair looks like from behind a federal prison wall. I bet that third won't seem as sweet when you don't have internet access and you're getting butt wrecked in prison because you're a scaredy little boy who has no moral integrity. Scumbag lawyers. I fucking hate lawyers generally. I mean, some of them just do their job, but what a life being a little fucking sleazeball. He doesn't even care either. Just fucking psychopaths. All right, let's move on. Kyle refers to Emin Gunn Sarur by nickname Goon. He says he trusts Goon and Kevin like brothers and that they have the same interests. Oh, I bet they do. I bet they do, brother.
Is this a relationship that is going to go for a long time?
Goon and Kevin, I trust like brothers.
So same interests, same goals.
Same interest.
That's very important for us because
Yes.
is this a relationship that is going to go for a long time?
Goon and Kevin, I trust like brothers.
So same interests, same goals.
Same interest.
That's very important for us because
Yes.
My God, guys, holy smokes. As the conversation progresses, the truth about the pack begins to emerge. Is this a completely undercover? Like, is he just pulling his fucking cam out? Like, nah, this guy's just totally stupid. Isn't he a fucking lawyer? Like, look how chill he is. Like, he probably tells everyone this shit. As the conversation progresses, the truth about the pack begins to emerge. Kyle confirms that they litigate against, sue other parties in crypto as strategic instruments to support Ava Labs to a level where they made him an equity partner. Kyle says litigation is an underused tool. Kyle describes participating in the pact complete different way than being a lawyer. So yes, there's lots of the lawyer, whew, man, I bet this is illegal as fuck. This seems illegal as fuck. My God, this seems super illegal. So Kyle Roche moved to Miami for tax purposes. Let's check it.
I think litigation is an underused tool by everyone because if you're going to
it is. That's why you have to use it in a different sector than being a clerk providing litigation service.
Right.
What you did, you use it as a strategic instrument to support our labs also.
Correct.
On a level where they appreciate you and turn you into an equity.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a brilliant way of using it.
Yeah.
It's a completely different way than being a lawyer.
It's a completely different way.
Because a lawyer.
So this dude is just fucking talking himself into prison right now. This guy that's speaking to him must be some sort of trustworthy man who is doing some snitching himself. But I mean, this is better snitching than like this dude's snitching on himself. The other dude's just like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. It seems like he's almost like an undercover investigator. Kyle Roche moved to Miami for tax purposes. He moved in with Kevin, Avab's lab COO, reflecting just how tight are we talking? In the years since he moved, Kyle Roche has failed to update his LinkedIn profile. Oh boy, which lists his location as the New York City metropolitan area, which is more prestigious place to locate a law firm. Hey, nothing wrong with the law firm down in Florida with the crocodiles in the swamps. Naturally, Kyle profile makes no mention of Avalanche or Ava Labs. Behind his elaborate smokescreen, Kyle is working from Miami with two key objectives: to increase the price at which he can sell his AVAX tokens in Ava Lab stock and to reduce the amount of tax he pays. Like, I understand that, but you can do all that, but you can't be the lawyer. That's not what the lawyer does.
I'm living. I just moved to Miami for tax purposes. I'm living with Kevin right now. Kevin's CEO.
This dude's a moron. This dude and Jordan Belfort need to have a little powwow. Harvesting confidential information. As the conversation continues, the first signs of the perverse nature of the secret Ava Labs Roche Friedman pact began to emerge. Kyle reveals that he started out as a crypto expert for Ava Labs. Interesting. That was his initial position. That's like GRC's position. I'm a crypto expert. Give me all your money, Ava Labs. But how, you might ask, could a lawyer be a crypto expert for a company that develops and promotes a blockchain? Kyle reveals that answer. He can contribute a special kind of expertise and knowledge, which he explains he has been able to obtain because I sue half the companies in the space. Can't sue Richard Hart, pussy. Why aren't you coming at us? Oh, Ethereum's too secure. Y'all want to cry about Ethereum gas fees? Meh, 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 meh. Meh, 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 meh. I sue half the companies in the space. In the USA, when you sue an individual or company, you can demand access to their confidential accounts, commercial data, email, and social media communications, and more. Damn, I don't want to get sued. What? Using a special... Gunther, don't sue me, bro. Using a special legal process known as discovery, this has resulted in him seeing the inside of every single crypto company, every single one, crypto company or cryptocurrency, crypto company or cryptocurrency, crypto project or promise coin. Richard Hart's a genius. Kyle boasts that being able to collect information is in his way has resulted in him becoming one of the top 10 experts in the world in crypto. No, he's a top 10 fucking will sue you because he knows the rules of suing people. If a blockchain company could unfairly gain access to the confidential information of others, they could use it as a powerful competitive tool. It seems that Kyle sharing this expertise with Ava Labs was one of the key factors that convinced Iman Gunsur to make the pact. Until proven otherwise, we must assume that Ava Labs maybe have directed Roche Friedman as to what confidential information they should harvest from the industry. It is unclear how much confidential information Ava Labs has obtained. I'm sure a lot, since it's all fucking scams. BitBoy's going to prison too, I get. This dude's probably on BitBoy's ass. But the potential for extreme... I bet BitBoy's the first guy to snitch too. BitBoy would be like, who do you need? How long you need him to go to jail? I'll tell you everything. But he's like pretends he's a freedom fighter. Tells everyone XRP going to $100. 5 years. No all-time highs on XRP. 5 years, no all-time high on XRP. That was one of the first videos I ever watched. XRP is going to the moon. Okay. Naturally, you can be sure that the discovery against a target, Roche Friedman, automatically demands in the identities of investors, contractual agreements with partners, customer lists, payroll details, and the information about every other kind of financial transaction related to the organization they have litigating against, and their founders and executives. They will ask for complete email. They're fucked. Everyone who gets this happen to them is fucked, except Richard, because he doesn't have to pay anyone. He doesn't have the payroll detail for the customer list or the partner agreements because he makes sure he's very detailed when he makes a crypto because he's smart. He's very smart. Slack and other communication histories, which provide them with a treasure trove of information valuable to competitors, including even technical insights. To the many crypto industry participants who have been litigated against by Kyle Roche must now question exactly how much of their confidential data is now in possession of Ava Labs executives.
I was like Ava Labs like crypto expert in the beginning as well. So because I sue half the companies in the space, I know where this market is going. I believe better than one of the top 10 people in the world. I've seen in the insides of every single crypto company.
He says he knows more about crypto than any top 10. I would go square up against this guy in a crypto conversation every single day because he does not deal in real cryptocurrencies. Yeah, I talk about get fit mining. Yeah, I talk about all these fun things, Polygon, a little game here and there. But let's be honest, on this channel, we're talking about real decentralized immutable cryptocurrencies that earn a yield and are 100% transparent on the blockchain with no profit from the work of others. Richard Hart paid attention before he tried to make all his money or whatever he was doing. Like he was like, it doesn't matter whether he wanted money or anything. He paid attention to the fucking rules of crypto and he followed them. That's why Richard's great, because Richard knew that he could cut corners, but he did not. He did not cut corners. Everyone else, they cut every corner imaginable because they don't have the profit up front to even do anything. They can't even hire devs. You know what I mean? And that's not everyone, but I'm saying like when it comes to like changing the world with a cryptocurrency, you need some capital probably, and you need to have a brain that's wired for this shit. And you need to follow all the rules, or guys like this, Mr. Jimmy with the fucking butt plug, will sue your fucking ass and take all your emails and all your shit. Richard is clinically aware of all this stuff. I guarantee it.
Like Ava Labs is like crypto expert in the beginning as well. So because I sue half the companies in the space, I know where this market is going. I believe better than one of the top 10 people in the world. I've seen in the insides of every single crypto company.
Harming competitors and fooling regulators. Roche Friedman runs litigation against numerous people and organizations in the blockchain industry. It sues them. A favored method is to initiate class action. Several months ago, Kyle Roche claimed to be running more than 25 class action lawsuits. Roche Friedman class action. In their American class action, they propose a class of people whom they claim have been harmed, for example, because they lost money trading cryptocurrency. Then they create a lawsuit in their name, for example, claiming that then the cryptocurrency is an illegal security, the exact thing that he's working in, an illegal security, and that therefore those developing or promoting the blockchain involved or those running crypto exchanges that enables them to trade the cryptocurrency are reliable for the losses of everyone in the class. In the United States, they only have to find one person willing to be representative plaintiff for the class to initiate action. When they create class action lawsuits and other litigations against Ava Labs, competitors, and crypto industry participants, Kyle has revealed that Roche Friedman often has two hidden purposes. Surreptitiously causing, God, do I have to look up that word? No, probably not. Surreptitiously causing harm, so it's like backdoor causing harm. If there are two horses competing in a race and you can hack on the leg of one, the other will win. Their horses in AVAX and Ava Labs stock. Initiating a class action lawsuit against their competitors can harm them in multiple ways, and they have secretly weaponized the legal system to do so. That's why the legal system's fucking shit. This is a legal system problem. They have all this shit happens already in legacy finance. Everyone gets scammed and loses all their money, and they get beat by inflation, and they don't know it. It's just like a slower tick. You know, it's a slower ticking zero. Like you'll go to zero over 40 years and then you'll be 80 and you'll have no money. That's just as bad as scamming someone out of, you know, it's the same shit. It's just a different method. And this one has different rules. So now they're using the legal system, which is completely corrupt. The legal system is broken. Lawyers are fucking horrid generally. Family lawyers want you to rip apart your family so they can make money. We all know these things. Luring regulators, including the SEC and the CFTC, away from Ava Labs. They often litigate against competitors in ways that make them look guilty of regulatory transgression. Oh, it sounds like people telling everyone Richard Hart's a scam artist for no reason, but they can't sue him because there's nothing to sue you for. Directing the attention of regulators towards competitors can cause further great harm to them, but also serve as a lure regulators away from Ava Labs, their relatively commercial behavior, which regulators would otherwise be interested in. Kyle tells us he litigates to create other magnets for regulators to go after. They also do this in crypto actors who are not obvious competitors. Here's a quick crib sheet for what is going on. So guys, I'm going to read through this and then, well, fuck him. We know a lot of this shit. I'm going to just play these videos.
So you've been close with those, John. So you've been close.
Look how much weed this dude smoked. Look at this shit. Like, he was not faded like that. He was not faded like that a minute ago, bro. My guy got faded. This dude was loosening him up with cocaines and booze, I bet. That's how you get to these guys. The booze. Holy shit. Look at him. Hold on.
With those, John and Kevin.
Yes.
Of course, you must have impressed them a lot.
Yes.
And tell me the most impressive stories you have about how you impressed them. How are you being able to help them, in the best possible way? That they have an equity, an equity partner, both on the token and.
They haven't been sued yet, and there's a reason for that.
Really?
Yeah. That's the answer.
Yeah, Jesus. This guy is talking himself into prison.
So you're really the solver, you're the problem solver also.
Yes. Yeah. I deal with making sure that the SEC and the CFTC have other magnets to go after. Because I'm a
Push it on all the competitors, much better.
Correct.
Yes, it's the smartest way.
Yeah.
That's what I do when we have competitors. We just use all the instruments you have and regulation. Same we do with law firms.
People like litigation can be a tool to competition.
It is a fantastic tool.
It's a fantastic tool.
That's why when you have the knowledge and you're just pulling the strings, make it happen.
Right. That was why Goon initially signed me up, and since he signed me up, I've ensured that there's no such thing as regulation for what they want to do.
This guy is fudged. Jesus, Lord, have mercy. Let's read these tweets. There is an ongoing attacking, targeting Solana ecosystem right now. 7,000 plus wallets affected and rising at 20 per minute because it's very early and the attack is ongoing. This was August 2, 2022. So there's a few thoughts and clarifications. First of all, our hearts goes out to the Solana community. Attacks like this affect not just directly targeted system, but everyone in the space indirectly by eroding people's confidence in the space. He's hoping for quick clarification and recovery if possible. This is not eroding my confidence in the space. This is making the confidence in the space, in the Richard Hart space, in the Ethereum space, in the Pulse Chain space, in the Hedron space, in the Maxi space, more bullish. I'm more bullish. I'm more bullish. I'm more bullish. Because Richard's so detailed that all these guys can get wiped off the face of the planet in 2 seconds. And I don't think Ethereum's going down. I don't think Hex is going down. I don't think Pulse Chain's going down. I think we'll talk more about Pulse Chain as we get closer to that time. But Hex, beautiful. Beautiful stuff. And LL. That's just Ask Jesse. Good to see you, brother. I'm still bullish on LL. I'm bullish. I'm bullish. I'm bullish. I'm bullish on Hedron though, for real. Short term. There was a tweet earlier by Crypto Jenkins, and he said you got to get in before the 15x. I said I did, and it's light as a feather. Why won't the price go down? Why won't the price go down? Because that's closer to the value it should be, and we're just waiting for some speculation and some understanding by the crypto community. And I think, boom, rocket shot. But you know, things can get bad. $800 Ethereum, $8,000, $5,000, $11,000 Bitcoin, totally in the cards as far as Richard sees it, with the GBTC premium being so high. And that's what on Trayvon's show, he was like, I wonder what indicators Richard's using to say 11K. He says it all day fucking long. GBTC premium, they will not buy regular Bitcoin until that premium's closer to 1 or closer to whatever number they start swapping back over. So your producer is bullish. Yeah. True. That's my boy bullish, guys. Hey, we got a lot of stuff. I need you all watching this week. We got Vegas coming up. I'm going to drop this because, guys, it's just like, what is there one in particular that's better than the other, or have we kind of covered all that scumbaggery? I'm going to say we've covered it all. I do want to finish this 7 minutes of Jordan Belfort pretending like he understands crypto because he talked to Richard Hart for 3 hours. So Belfort, he's laser locked on the BTC price. After 10 years of thinking it would go to zero, his hindbrain started to kick in, you know? And now he's like, you know what? I'm changing my worldview. Because Richard probably said those exact words, and you got to change your worldview, buddy. You just don't know what's going on. How can a guy this savvy, like Jordan Belfort, start pretending he knows about Bitcoin when we all watched him? Well, not everyone watched him. I guess only the Hexicans watched him for the most part. Because I need to watch this because the information to me is, I want to see how much effect Richard has on people when he speaks to them, and how hard he punches, because a lot of these guys pick up a lot from him. You can tell.
Very different view on Bitcoin, and that was digital gold. And I know a lot about how regulation works, especially in the United States. My original thesis was sovereign risk, that the US will just say no more, like China did. And that was the real thing that was driving me to be really bearish on Bitcoin. So once I started making enough inroads, like, this is no way. There's certain US senators that were getting behind it. There was just too much into the mainstream institutions. I said, that risk is pretty much over. They'll regulate, they'll tax it, but I think that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
You mentioned our Bitcoin as digital gold and like a long-term store of value. Where would you place it? Like, basically, we all want to hedge against inflation. Would you back gold or would you back Bitcoin?
I think the issue right now is you have to look at Bitcoin and not take a 12-month or 24-month horizon. I think if you get with reasonable luck, I think if you.
It is exactly opposite wrong here. Directly opposite. He's thinking of it wrong. The direct risk is putting your money in gold and losing to inflation every single time. The chances of Bitcoin hitting an all-time high in 2 years are fucking probably 100%. Unless some literally, if you just look at 2 years, that's a 4-year bear market. This guy knows nothing of what he's speaking of, because what he just said is actually the exact opposite of the truth. He says you hedge with gold, but you can't hedge because your time frame has to be over 24 months. Why does it have to be over 24 months? Fastest appreciating asset class in the history of mankind. You're going to make more gains than you did with any gold in the last 50 years. Why would that make sense in any calculator? It would not.
Take a 24-month horizon, you'll almost certainly make money. Maybe not. But I think if you take a 3, 4, 5-year horizon, I would be shocked if you didn't make money, because the underlying fundamentals, I believe, are really strong. And I just think it's a matter of time that, where enough of it gets into the right hands, there's a limited supply. And as inflation does keep going and going and going, at some point in time, there'll be enough maturity with Bitcoin where it starts to trade more like a store of value and less like a growth stock.
Yeah, because I think everybody's waiting for that day, because at the moment it seems to be
I love how they're waiting for the day that the gains go away. Like, what retard? Excuse me. That's 50 push-ups for GRC. I won't say that word anymore if I can. But what absolute freaking banana gobblers. Like, what? How in deep are these guys mentally where they can't see that? Like, why do you want less gain? Why do you want less money? Why do you want to get beat by inflation? They're like, I want to wait till we get beat by inflation by Bitcoin before we buy it. Smart, 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 smart. And just wait for all the other tech to come out that's way better. Smart, smart.
Correlating with the NASDAQ, almost like it's correlating, only it's when the NASDAQ goes down 3%, Bitcoin goes down 30%. It's kind of got like a manic depressive correlation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. But I just, it makes sense to me. It doesn't surprise me even one bit that it's doing that. I think that the surprise would be if it was already trading as an inflation hedge. It's simply still very nascent. It's, you know, there's no real institutional ownership in Bitcoin. The institutional ownership is more like, you know, hot money hedge funds. You don't have a teacher's pension fund owning Bitcoin for a 10-year hedge. It's not like that yet. So I think that's the.
And when it's like that, the gains will be limper than my dead grandpa's PP. And that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for the limp gains. They're waiting for the limp gains. They need limp gains before they can get in. I need those gains to be limper. I need those teachers to not be making a lot of money. Like, it's like literally like no one's making money. Well, let's wait for everyone to make money and then we'll invest, because then we can make less gains and make less money. Okay.
Sort of money. And I think what that's going to take is regulation. When regulation comes into this, there is so much fraud right now in the blockchain world. It's nonsense. It's like, you know, for every deal, there's 1,000 bad ones, and there's some great ones too. But it needs regulation.
So you're pro-regulation?
Very pro-regulation. Put it this way: there's massive fraud in the stock market all the time. It just is. There's massive fraud. There's fraud in trading. There's fraud.
There's so much massive fraud that let's get back to that. Let's get back to that point as fast as possible before we invest. You know, let's get those regulators in there to create more fraud. You know what I mean? Because guys like this control fraud. They have friends that control fraud. They have lawyers that control fraud. And they're kind of untouchable in a way. So it's like they just don't want to be, I don't know. They're retarded. Fuck.
On NASDAQ, there's fraud on the New York Stock Exchange, there's insider trading, self-dealing, front-running, all the order flow, but compared to the crypto world, it's a gem stock market. You'd be deluding yourself to think there's no fraud in the stock market. There is, but it's palatable. It's enough that the average person who at least has some knowledge can get a decently, not the most fair shake, but a decently fair shake. In the crypto world, people get slaughtered. They're getting absolutely slaughtered on a daily basis because there's just like this. How could you have the regulation in such a?
People have been getting slaughtered on a daily basis for 5 years straight. And they don't have any money, Jordan. Jordan, no one has any money, Jordan. This isn't just about your bags, Jordan. If you can make all the gains you would in 5 years in 6 months and then hold those gains and dollar cost average some of that, you won the game. Over. But you have to understand the market, because no one sells on the way up and the liquidity's good and you can dump good amounts of bags, but you have to be prepared and know what a full cycle looks like. So next time we're in a bull market, take some fucking profits, guys, and then buy back later.
Huge market. It's weird. It's like, you know, you can go out and raise money and have no disclosure. Every time there's a situation where there's no disclosure, it always ends bad. It's not even crypto's the problem. It's the crypto's not the problem. It's just human beings are the problem. we need to be regulated, because if every single time it's not, it ends badly.
Have you any advice to actually?
What's better regulation than 100% transparency on the blockchain, Jordan? Jordan, stay with me, Jordan. Stay with me, Jordan. Transparency on the blockchain, Jordan. There's no transparency in legacy, Jordan.
Having the right, the right evaluation of what's the right project, what's the not, whenever you're getting it right, because you want to avoid scammers and rug pulls and all sorts.
Sure. So I'm not as concerned with valuations within reason, because everything's overvalued. Everything is so ridiculously overvalued. Who's to say what's most overvalued? I'm most concerned with the people behind the project. That to me is like literally 95% of it, because even if the idea is not that great, if they're great operators, they'll pivot to a better idea. They'll soon enough figure that out and pivot. Versus if you have bad operators that don't have experience and don't know what they're doing, they'll take the best idea and f it up 100% of the time. It's very much like the .com bubble of 99, 2000. You watch like all of these companies just stay bye-bye there, but the top 50 or 100, like they became the biggest companies in the world. So I think that very similar thing is going to happen with blockchain. And I think you have to look very closely at the management. You have to make sure that also, I'm a big thing with people being doxxed. If you don't know who the owners are, that's like a really, really big thing for me. So, and then that's really a red flag and a half, right? And then also, if there's no utility, meaning that the idea itself is far better being centralized, I would probably not get involved.
Richard Hart must have talked to this man behind the scenes and told him the truth, and now he's starting to understand a little bit. He's getting there, but he doesn't know nothing about crypto. Nothing. Nothing is a stupid way to say it, because he knows about all the stock market stuff, but he's unaware of the cycle nature of crypto at this point still. Like, I don't think he would buy that, like, within a year we're going to be fucking ripping past these prices, or like a year or whatever the time frame is. Probably maximum a year and a half, minimum 3 months. And these guys, they're just trying to get views and popularity because they're getting old, and you can only stay popping so long. So my man's trying to get that bag, boy.
Involved.
Do you think that low cap cryptos, that like you're looking at something that's maybe a couple of mil or even below that, those kind of cryptos that have got loads of room for maneuver, and if you're a small retail investor, you probably want to get in there early on those ones. Do you think they're the equivalent of penny stocks? And if so, because you've got like so much experience, in the early days with penny stocks, is there any that you're actually looking at the moment that Yahoo Finance investors might?
Well, the thing is, so listen, there's two types of investments I make, right? One is the serious investments I make that I'm doing my research and I'm betting on the long-term fundamentals. And then there's some where a friend will call me and I'll throw $100,000 into anything if a friend tells me to throw it. Because it's like, well, I don't like to gamble on the track, or I don't go to casinos anymore. So that's my sort of gambling money. I have a really funny story. So I put money into this DeFi protocol called Titano. Right?
Well, not hex, bro. DeFi protocol. I thought he was going to say it. And then he went with titanium fucking gobblers. What the fuck is he buying?
And it did really well for a while. And then it crashed. And the technology is great and everything. And I think it's going to come back. But that's an example of one that I would never say do it, because like anything you put in there, you just be prepared to lose it all. But yes, you're right. With those ultra low cap deals, wow, you get a hold of one of those things at the right time, you can make just massive, massive money. But on the flip side of that,
hashtag Hedron.
You're playing in someone else's playground. You're not the house, they're the house, and you're coming in there, and most of the time you're probably going to lose. I don't think there's any amount of research that you can do to protect yourself from these ultra low cap, except getting in really, really early. Because it doesn't matter if it's good management, bad, they're that low. What's going to end up happening? It's going to take its ride up. And then when it gets to the top, people are going to dump it. And I'm not even saying a rug pull per se, just that they all have the same predictable cycle. They go up, and once they crater, they seldom come back. So you have to get into these things right even the moment they come out and they're publicly trading on the DEX, but better still is before that on either some of the launch platforms or even better on a Series A or a seed round.
If I'm an investor and I'm a crypto investor, retail, and I want to do a long-term play, number one, what do you think?
Bitcoin.
So number two,
Ethereum.
number three,
Bitcoin.
yeah, number three is a
I can't go. I can't go past them. I won't go past them.
Yeah.
You won't go past them because you understand nothing. You are the boomer in the room. I think this guy knows more about crypto than Jordan. And he wants the limpest gains that are possible at this point. So Jordan's going to go for 16x from the bottom, 10K Bitcoin. The fact that he didn't say hex and Richard came on a show and schooled him on everything, ridiculous. I think this was after, bro. This was produced today, so I can imagine it was afterwards. I've seen a few videos with this guy, like from the last day or two, so maybe it could be before, but I'm assuming it's after because Jordan, he mentioned some points about changing his worldview and stuff, and there's no way he wasn't schooled by the GOAT.
I just don't. Not. I would do it with privately with friends and stuff and speculate. But beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, I honestly don't feel confident enough. I mean, Hedera, Hashgraph. I think I know the people that founded it. It's like a really solid tech. But I wouldn't say. I don't really know.
Okay.
I know. I mean, I think I know, but I don't really know. I'm really confident with Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah. So same here. Like I think after you get below the Bitcoin and Ethereum, then it's just difficult to map where the rest are going.
Yeah.
Jordan, thanks very much for talking to Yahoo Finance.
You got it, buddy.
Damn it. My bad. That gets the algo pumping. Always a good mute for an algo pump right at the end of the stream. Bullish, little something for Bullish Ox. I wanted to say thanks again for Bullish Ox helping me, guiding me, being a good friend to me, and just helping me be better at this because I got blind spots and he knows them because he's seen them 1.5 million times. And thank you, Bullish, so much for helping me, dude. Shout out to Bullish. Biceps for Bullish, guys. We got the KSB.TV golf tournament happening again. I'm going to play the promo one more time before we leave with some DeFi proof. He's got a new song. It's about Binance. I actually own one Binance coin for the Get Fit mining, so it works, okay? But the banger's just the banger. I love his music. I love showing it. What was I going to say? Yeah, so let's play that video real quick, guys. Make sure you hit the like before the video plays. Make sure I'm going to be on a lot of streams in the next couple of days. I got some sexy stuff that I got to do tonight with CZ, and I'm going on with KSB TV. I think that's all happening tonight. I'm at my desk all day, so I can't fuck up. Bullish.
I hopped in to help you out. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you have a live stream with KSB TV, so tune into that. And you're also doing your recording for DeFi Sexy Ladies tonight, and that episode comes out next week while you guys are in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you guys got all that stuff. We're going to be in Vegas, guys. KSB.TV, golf tournament, money, alcohol, marijuana joints, and bands, and house parties at mansions and stuff like this. Party hardy. KSB.TV presents the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament. We have 2 shotgun times, 7:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Registration is 1 hour prior. The Concord course offers a 7,034-yard par 72 layout with Bermuda fairways and large greens. The Spectator Pass is $55. The individual golfer is $195. In the golf foursome, $750. Play Golf Network with others and win crypto prizes. September 5th, 2022. Contact us at ksbtv/golf. Great to see everybody, guys. We're going to leave with the little DeFi proof. If you haven't hit the like, smash the subscribe. I've been running stuff on Twitter, if you know what I mean, having a good time over there. And I am excited for more DeFi proof music to come out. But I want to make sure that I click the right one because he has a new one. And I want to make sure that I don't fug it up. Wait, 3 weeks ago? Actually, you know what? We're going to listen to Dex. I love me the full version of Dex.
You want me to put the new one that I sent you?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bullish. Now that I got a couple other seconds, go over to Twitter, go over to Facebook, go over to TikTok, go over to Instagram, go over to all my stuff. Smash the like. I'm almost 10,000 Twitter subscribers, Twitter followers. I want that would be cool to have 10,000. I joined Twitter about 1.5 years ago, and it's been absolutely friggin' fun. Lots of battles, lots of wars, still more wars to be won, if you know what I'm saying. So let's get it. It's called Rev or EMP?
Which one you want, Rev or EMP?
I can't remember.
Rev is the new one that he did.
Yeah, that one.
With the farm.
Yeah.
All right. So and just as a disclaimer, not that we truly care, but remember, he's talking about other projects here. We're not here to show other projects. We just like his music.
I like DeFi Proof's music. It makes me bump it. So, guys, have a great day. Great to see you.
All I did was get this rev. Pair that BUSD into some drip. Owner of the farm, I got some pick. Got me fucking reap at 40 cents. All I did was get this rev. Pair that BUSD into some drip. Owner of the farm, I got some pick. Got me fucking reap at 40 cents. Watching the matter tick off while I'm planting my seeds. Yeah, I'm farming a dog, all if you know what I mean. Paired on pancake chop, then I made an LP. Making from both tokens, you know that shit is the key. Watching the matter tick off while I'm planting my seeds. Yeah, I'm farming a dog, all if you know what I mean. Paired on pancake chop, then I made an LP. Making from both tokens, you know that shit is the key. All I did was get this rev. Pair that BUSD into some drip. Owner of the farm, I got some pick. Got me fucking reap at 40 cents. All I did was get this rev. Pair that BUSD into some drip. Owner of the farm, I got some pick. Got me fucking reap at 40 cents. Watching the matter tick off while I'm planting my seeds. Yeah, I'm farming the dog. You already know what time it is. Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypt in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypt in the morning. Crypt in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stake. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Play me some Maxi and that just in case. Jim ready to send me to show you the way.